So the only reason why marketing is one of the essential business skills is because without it, a business would have no revenue, no cash entering the business, and eventually the business will fail. So marketing is one of the most essential business skills. And in this video, I will show you how you can start and implement the basics. So let's start off by looking at what is marketing. So marketing is the activity of promoting and selling your products and services, including market research and advertising. So basically marketing has several activities bundled together, which help to solve a customer problem, a customer desired solution. If you look at these visuals, we see that marketing is actually a combination of market research. So researching the market, looking at which clients can you serve by doing which activities, which pain can you relieve, or which desired gain can you help achieve. Secondly, we create a product or service solution in order to relieve that pain or help that client achieve that desired gain. And thirdly, we use promotions. Marketing is very much focused on promoting, on advertising your product or service to bring it to the market and actually sell that what you have to offer. Thank you for being here. My name is Luc Nicolas Vellecretienne, and I'm the founder of Business Mastery. And with this channel, I hope to help aspiring entrepreneurs find their purpose and build an online business to eventually achieve business mastery. So don't forget to subscribe and let's get started. So let's start with the thought behind marketing. So what stands behind marketing? So we have talked about advertising, promoting, doing market research, finding the desired pain and gain. And that is basically the central point, the crux of marketing. It is finding your clients or your prospects' desired pain relief or desired gain achievable. So they have either they are suffering from a problem, they're either overweight, or perhaps they have a lack of money, or they desire to improve their relationships with their spouse. So every person, every customer, every prospect has a problem that needs solving. So secondly, it's either a problem or secondly, a desired gain. So firstly, or we want to relieve a desired pain, or secondly, we want to improve that what we have already. For example, we want to strengthen our relationship, or we want to lose even more weight, or for example, we want to improve our financial position. So to recap, what is behind marketing, we have to look at what problems do our prospects have and what desired gains they want to achieve. So basically, marketing is about answering three central questions. So these three central questions are like the foundation of your marketing strategy. What I always try to advise for starting entrepreneurs to always learn the skill of marketing first, because it is a very, very essential skill in order to get your business up and running. And it is essential for the success of your business. Without marketing, there is no actual process of acquiring customers. And that means that what you have to offer the market, there is no communication towards the people that will probably buy your product. So marketing is actually the foundation of your business, knowing how to bring your product or service to the market, offering it in a specific way that when they hear your message, they go like, wow, this is what I want. This is what I need. This product or this service is, I'm willing to pay a lot of money for this because this product, this service understands me, understands my pains, my problems. This product is actually something that really helps me solve my pain or helps me improve my situation. So let's have a deeper look at what marketing is. So we have three central questions. We have the who, the what, and the how question. So these three questions pertain to how we market and sell. The process of marketing and selling is twofold. So first, we locate our market, and secondly, we sell to that market. But in doing that, we need to know really well what we are doing. It is like going on a trip. Setting up a marketing strategy is like going on a journey. You need to be well prepared. So you need to think about, what will I bring in my luggage? So what tools and what tools and skills do I need? Who am I going to reach? And how am I going to reach them? So let's start with the who question. Who do we want to market and sell to? So I like to split the market into two groups. The first group is the business to business marketing. So the business to business market looks at selling as a business. You're as a business owner, you are a business. So you sell from a business to a business. This is called B2B. The second approach, the second group is selling as a business to consumers. So that's called a B2C market. So this question looks at are we helping? So who are we helping? Are we helping businesses improve whatever they are doing? Or are we helping consumers relieve a pain or achieve a desired gain? So, going deeper, if we choose, for example, to serve other businesses, I like to go a step deeper at a time. So, look at the question of, do we want to be helping big companies or do we want to be helping small companies or companies in between? So, the choice is yours. Of course, every business that starts out usually starts to serve smaller customers because that is in their capacity. But it doesn't mean that as a small company can't serve big customers. That is totally not the case. But I'm just talking about the usual case. So when we go even a step further, so we having decided what kind of businesses we want to serve, we then look at what kind of businesses do we want to serve? Do we want to serve businesses that are online, brick and mortar services? To give you an example, there was a trainer, personal trainer, that loved to help gym owners build and grow their gym business. In a specific sense, he helped them with the marketing aspect to grow the gym's reach and eventually attract much more paying customers. So what he focused on was a very specific target in the market. So he started with helping business owners that have a physical gym, so that have a brick and mortar gym that has several employees and that wants to grow the revenue. So that business owner determined a very specific group of people, group of businesses that he wanted to help. So going further, is looking at the business to consumer market. So you are a business and you decide you want to help consumers, so people who purchase the product and service and use it for themselves, use it in their personal lives. So for example, let's say you have decided to be serving consumers. Then you can start asking yourself questions with relation to demographics. So demographics look at, for example, do we want to be serving men or women? And then again, going a level deeper every time, you ask yourself several questions deep. So first question, do we want to be helping men or women? Okay, we decided to be helping men. What age group do we want to be helping them in? Do we want to be helping older men or perhaps younger children? Or teenagers in between. So these are all questions which pertain to, again, finding your target market. Who do we want to be serving? I want to quickly look at the demographics and the psychographics and why they are so essential when you serve a specific market, especially when you're serving consumers. It is very important to know exactly who your customers are. And demographics looks at everything that ranges from the age, the gender, the where the place they live, how much they earn, what their personal interests are. That's the psychographics. It's all about understanding why they do what they do. For example, do they love playing soccer, or perhaps do they love art? Why are they even considering of purchasing your product? Do they have a specific income? Do they have a specific job? Do they have a specific, let's say, a specific religion? These are all elements that determine why a consumer would possibly even consider to buy from you. And understanding these psycho and these demographics help you in turn to better position yourself when you're advertising and when you're promoting your product to show them, hey, look, I have this product that and this service that actually can solve what you have as a problem. So if you do not know how to communicate these kinds of nuances, then it is very hard to sell. So that is what marketing is about, is knowing how to communicate and to show the people that possibly could buy from you why your product is so great. So looking at the who, it is about answering the question again, who is your ideal client and who is most likely to buy based on your knowledge and experience. So think about it. Imagine yourself, try to do this exercise. Imagine yourself sitting in an office. How would your ideal client look like? If you would step through that door, How would your ideal client look like? Would he be a very wealthy man or woman? Would he be, for example, have a very specific background? For example, he loves to play the piano. So these are all questions you need to ask yourself. And this isn't exaggerated. This is actually the exercise you have to do in order to find and to build that basic marketing foundation. So you have to ask yourself, what would my ideal client be like? If I'm sitting in my office right now and this kind of person would enter the room, I would say, like, great. Me and you, we can do business. We can really work well together. And this is also called creating an avatar, creating a kind of model of people you would love to be serving. And why is that so essential? Because when you serve people, let's say you have a connection with an emotional connection, you end up you end up serving much better than when you don't. It's the same as time when you were in high school and you had to do a subject that you really, really didn't like. Well, I can guarantee you, you weren't really happy in that class versus compared to when you were able to spend that time on a subject that you really love. So that's basically the comparison of having a good specific target market that you love serving. So what do we market and sell? So the what question, the second question looks at what will you be helping people with? So again, I slice this what question into two groups. We have the business to consumer group and the business to business group. We start with the consumer group. So consumers in general, very generalized, have three categories in which they have either a pain they want to be solving or a desired gain they want to be achieving. So the pain they could possibly have relates to either a health issue, a relationship issue, or a wealth issue, or desired gain, of course. And looking a bit deeper at this health issue, for example, when we look at someone that wants to lose weight, which is a very common problem. Or, for example, someone has a relationship issue and wishes to improve on that. Or, for example, someone lacks money, of course, and needs or wants to have more money to be more financially independent. So, these are three generic categories that can be used to help and find, to localize that what it is that you're actually solving. And a bit later in this video, I will dig a bit deeper into the what's specifically for consumers. Looking at what do we market and sell, but this time for businesses. For businesses, this approach is a bit slightly different because when we sell to businesses, we are, depending of course on the size of business, we're not selling directly to that person, even if that's often the case because we are selling to humans, we're not selling to robots. But we are selling from a perspective of a business to another business. So what happens is that you have, for example, a company that is suffering with their operations. They do not have an efficient product delivery, product manufacturing, service delivery, whatever is the case. And they need your help in order to improve that operational part. Or perhaps they do not have their finance in order and they don't actually know what's going on in their business. So they need help with understanding their scorecards. So that's, for example, the finance aspect. And of course, marketing. A lot of businesses need help to grow and scale their business, to get more prospects, sell more of their products and services. So now going a bit deeper into the what would be helping clients with if you would be serving consumers, you could again think of health. So improving health, helping people lose weight, or for example, gain muscle, whatever the case is. This is a very, very, very generic category. You can have many subcategories, for example, from health, ranging from for example, improving mental health, but also improving physical health. So you just need to take the time to really look at these categories and think well what it is that you would be wanting to help others with. So the second is relationships. For example, improving, strengthening relationships between wife and husband, improving the relationships at school, improving relationships at work. So there again, many relationship categories which you can help either solve a problem or achieve a desired gain. And then lastly, the wealth category, which is kind of everything that has to do with creating wealth. So helping businesses grow, helping people build a business, or for example, teaching people how to invest in real estate, in stocks, bonds, whatever there is. So this is a very important aspect to keep in mind, that these three categories determine what your product will be if you would be selling to consumers. So looking at that same question for businesses, we have divided these categories into three pillars. So again, improving the operations, improving the finance, and improving the marketing. And when we look at marketing, we have, for example, an increase in eyeballs. I love this image because it shows that eventually with marketing, all we're doing is communicating that what we have is something that could help other people with. With finance, we are, for example, improving. We want, for example, to decrease our expenses or increase our revenue, ultimately with the desire to increase our profit. And with operations, it could be everything that has to do with, for example, increasing our efficiency, having more output versus our input, or, for example, delegating more of our activities. And, for example, setting up processes and systems to efficiently create a system into a business. So let's look at the how question. So, how do we market and sell? When we look at the how question, there are basically a lot of strategies that you can apply. But I like to keep things simple. So I've divided them into two main categories. You have either organic or paid. So organic looks at tools that we have available nowadays, which is social media, which is a very, very valuable tool. And of course, we have options such as search engine optimization and so forth. And looking at the paid options, we, for example, have paid advertising. And of course, a part of paid advertising could be affiliate marketing. So I will dig deeper into these elements to give you an example of how you can apply this into your business. So imagine you have four categories, four types of marketing that you can apply. So we have visual, video, we have audio, we have images, visuals, and we have text. These are four different methods of communicating that what you have, that the value that you have, that you're willing to trade that with someone else for their money and their time. So think about it. Every person has a specific preference. For example, perhaps you love reading books. So your tendency is more towards text, reading text and transferring that text into information and knowledge in your head. But there could be someone else that prefers to watch videos because he prefers the combination of audio and visual and perhaps some images. So this is completely up to your prospect. And why is it so important to step back to the question of the demographics and psychographics? Because perhaps you have a target market that loves reading magazines. So they love a combination of text and images. So then you would know that the marketing strategy that would be most efficient in your case would be combine text and images, right? So this is something that you can think about and eventually implement in your business to get an effective marketing strategy for the group that you're trying to reach. So again, not every target market has the same preferences. It could be that, for example, that you have a market that loves listening audiobooks. Why? Because they have a long commute to work. So they use their time efficiently by listening to audiobooks. So targeting that market with a specific, for example, podcast helps you to leverage that specific target market with a specific marketing tool. So imagine you decide to go for video. There are many platforms out there nowadays that can really help you to build your business. So nowadays there are many visual platforms where you can really start advertising for free using organic content, for example, on YouTube, on TikTok, but also paid, for example, on Netflix or, for example, on TV. But it is just to show you what is possible to reach your audience out there. For example, audio. You love to put your thoughts via an audio platform into existence. So, for example, by starting a podcast or by starting a radio channel, this is another channel that you can use to grow your market. Thirdly, for example, we have the visual platforms, for example, such as Pinterest or Instagram, or for example, simply advertising on billboards. So keep in mind, when you do a visual selling process, it is again always a combination of both. It's in combination with text, or you're using text in combination with visuals and video. So it is never ever a standalone element. So keep that in mind, especially as we're growing towards a society that is much more based on visualizations, having images. I think the tendency is that more and more people will be drawn towards the visual aspect of advertising. And that doesn't mean that there will always be a group that has a tendency, like I mentioned, a preference for text-based advertising. So the last element is text. And you can think of blogs. There's many people that have built a business entirely on just writing blogs, giving their value, putting it on paper or on digital paper, and basically giving it out for free on a blog by writing articles or by commercializing and selling it. Also, you can think of writing emails, writing email marketing campaigns, or giving out newsletters. In the end, the goal behind marketing is to create a connection with your audience. And to be able to create that connection with your audience, you need to find that target market and provide them as much value via, for example, these free social media platforms, and give them as much value as possible. Even if this perhaps feels contradictory, because you're actually giving away value that you would otherwise get money for, right? But that is how it works. If you give out the true value even up front, then you are creating a relationship. You are creating that bond between your prospects, the bond between your audience, and then they will come back for more. Because I love the analogy of, or the metaphor of, a coffee shop, right? It's not that if you sell a coffee to someone, they will never come back, because of course the one that buys coffee loves coffee and he wants to be drinking it every day, right? And the point is, with marketing, it's the same. We often think that, okay, but if we sell this product, then we think that customer perhaps doesn't have a lifetime value because we already have sold that product. We already have sold that coffee to that person. But it doesn't work that way. People that buy coffees come back for more, and come back for more always. So that is something that we need to keep in mind when selecting a target market. Do we have a product or service that the customers really love? Can we help them to solve that problem? Can we help them to achieve that desired gain? These are central questions in setting up a basic marketing foundation. So going on towards the why is marketing so crucial? This is kind of summarizing everything we have learned so far. So why is marketing so crucial? Because marketing is the bridge between your product and your market. It is, like I said, it is the emotional wire. It is the emotional bond between you and your audience that creates a relationship. And based on that relationship is when you will sell. And then marketing has done what it needs to do. Marketing is in place to sell your product. So it is to create that communicative bridge between what you're offering and why they should buy. So looking at the keys to successful marketing, I find that there are three elements that need to be in place in order for your marketing to be essential, in order for your marketing to be essential to the success of your business. So the first one is laser focused on your target market, the niche. So I've made another video on how to find your niche in the How to Build an Online Business from Scratch series, talking specific about how you can find your niche. But to quickly recap the niche, it is all about having a very specific laser focused market which you serve. When you know that specific niche market, you will be much more effective. Secondly, we look at the message. So what are we actually saying to our customers, to our prospects? What are we telling them that we are offering? And lastly, it is about the medium. So knowing how you're going to communicate that message and bring it and deliver it to your prospects, to your markets. For example, do you want to be doing that on the combination of visual and images? So you perhaps decide to launch a YouTube channel like I have. Or for example, you decide to start a blog because you think that for your target market, the written word is the most powerful approach. So this is all about answering that question is, how can I best reach my target market? And lastly, to round up, the importance of marketing cannot be neglected, because without marketing, we do not have sales. Without sales, we do not have profit. And without profit, we will fail as a business. There are so many businesses out there, very big businesses that were really successful, that failed to understand this key concept. Without marketing, without consistent over time marketing and showing your market what you have to offer and why it is still valuable, there is a big risk. So this is why I love the concept of continuously improving on a marketing. It isn't something that you decide on at the beginning of your business, this finished for the rest of the business. No, it doesn't work that way. It is a work in progress. So again, I want to thank you for your time, for watching this video. If you found this video valuable, then please subscribe, leave behind a comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye-bye.